Alrighty, everyone. Welcome back to the How's Business podcast. As usual, you're meeting the guest for the very first time, just like I am. Today, I am in Adelaide, and like always, typed in Adelaide entrepreneurs, and then went scrolling through the reels, scrolling through everyone's followers, scrolling through sort of business topics, things like that. And then today's guest popped up. Sent him a message, and then straight away he responded. I've never done a podcast before, but I would love to. Looked at his brand, looked at everything, and he is on fire. So today we welcome Tim, and excuse my French, from Lahaute.
Lahaute? Yeah, man.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast, bro.
Thank you for having me, man.
First questions first, bro.
Welcome to Adelaide. Welcome to the warehouse.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
First questions first. How's business?
It's good, man. I mean, this year has been quite good for us. I think it's been a lot of things just sort of clicking into the right place at the right time. It's been a lot of years coming, and just the snowball effect sort of just building over time. Because we ran into a lot of issues a couple of years ago, which sort of crippled our growth and stuff, got into a lot of debt and things like that. So things sort of slowed down, and then we started the business. So I started with Lahaute, started with my mate. We started 2019. We launched.
Yeah, give me the background.
An idea, we wanted to. At the time, we had a marketing agency, and so we're doing marketing for a lot of other brands. Mainly, we're doing it for cafes and food restaurants in Adelaide. At the peak of that, probably had 300 clients in Adelaide.
What type of marketing was that?
Just full digital, so we're doing their Facebook, Meta, just all before Meta was Meta.
Yeah.
The Facebook, Instagram, just full social management.
Yeah.
And then paid ads. But we were running everything, man. We were doing it was stupid. Doing $300-400 a month clients. We were going to their cafes, taking photos, running $5 reach ads for them.
Dang.
Just doing, it worked, bro. But before anyone was doing advertising, before anyone and everyone was a social media expert, we were walking into restaurants and people had no idea what Facebook was really.
So you learned,
had an idea, but never
sell.
looked at it in the point of utilizing it for business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long were you doing the marketing agency for, all up?
I reckon we started that 2016, 2017.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And then when did you end the marketing agency?
Well, so that's still running.
Oh,
So
nice.
Earl and I are no longer a part of it. So it was I was studying at the time. So I was doing aviation because growing up, always wanted to be a pilot. And that was just the thing, man. So I was studying to be a pilot, was doing my license and everything. Then two of my mates started the marketing agency. I wasn't loving studying. They started, so I was like, well, screw it, man. Let's just drop out and join them and try my luck, just running our own business.
Yeah, awesome. So your first step in business was with the marketing agency.
Yeah, man.
Give me a breakdown of what was it like running the marketing agency for that long, and what were the key takeaways before you started this new business?
Dude, we really just I think the biggest thing is just learn as you go. I think a lot of people overthink having a plan of the concept of a business, but don't for me, I put a story up the other day, and you probably would have missed it on my socials, you only just followed this week. I was talking about the belief behind becoming an entrepreneur or something. So if you want to start a business, so people ask me this often. So what's the biggest thing? And I've been thinking about starting a brand or wanting to step out and do my own thing. And I was like, well, if you believe in yourself and be able to do it, you're not going to sit there and just think about it for 5 years. If you think about it for that long, you're probably never going to do it. You have the idea and just step out and do it. You have to back yourself in, try and just be willing to learn along the way. You're going to fall, you're going to fuck up, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, but that's good, man, and if it ever does fail, you just back to square one.
Yeah.
There's nothing to lose.
Honestly, it's going to be bad to say, but it's very easy to start a business.
Yeah, man,
and
100%.
You can fake it till you make it,
Yeah.
but as long as you're learning along the way.
Yeah, I mean, we really had, we started in the backyard, had no office, no anything. We used to wear, we would have been 19, wearing little, we'd get chinos, button-up shirts, and looking like little businessmen walking into people's stores, just go and knock on their door and just be like, yo, your social media sucks. We can do it better for you.
Yeah, that's
and
mad.
Just go and just pitch them in, just go and just got better and better. Obviously, at first, it would have been horrible. And then you just got better with time, just learn as you go.
Where did the segue to Lahaute come in, and where did the sort of idea come from?
So, I mean, always, because the Prestige Socials, that was the marketing agency, that was mainly Nate and Earls. So they're the mates I started it with. They were running that, and then I was just sort of tagging along with them as well. But they were still, I was never a on paper a part of it. So I really wanted to have something of my own. So did Earl, and we're really just interested in fashion a lot. We've always, tried to dress well, tried to, have things just look put together and be nice, and then just loved the idea of having our own brand. And then at the time, we had a few ecom clients, saw the potential in running ecom brands, and then we just sort of put two and two together. And we're like, we'll just try and do something of our own.
So I'm in the ecom space as well. So you're probably going to get questions from me that are pretty in depth, which a lot of our listeners are really listening for. They're all business owners, or they're all hoping to start a business. So in terms of an ecom brand, yours is leisure wear or like clothing.
Yeah, man.
How does a clothing brand make its money essentially?
Sell clothes.
Sell clothes, and what are the main expenses for a clothing brand?
Biggest one's advertising.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So like that's the one thing we're trying to work on is MER. So ours at the moment is we're pushing a lot on top end. So people that don't know ecom, so your marketing expense ratio. So how much you're spending to then how much you're making, and then average it all out.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So like cost of goods, that's it's generally fixed cost, warehouse fixed, staff. We run a very lean team. So but even then though, top end is not that big.
Yeah. And then when you say very lean, can you elaborate?
So it's me and Earl, and then you have Nate, so the other mate from the marketing agency. We now hire him to run our ads. So, the boys are still in the office.
Yeah, nice.
And then we have Sophia doing our content branding side of things, and then our mums come and help pack orders.
Your mums come and help pack orders. Shout out mums.
Yeah, 100%. So Earl and my mum, they come in Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we just do it in between days.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, man.
So the main runnings of the business is ordering stock, paying for the stock, paying for the advertising, of course.
Yeah, man.
And then essentially packing the stock and then going from there, right?
Yeah.
How did you fall into this business model? Did you you always liked fashion and things like that, but how did you come up with the first design and what was the inspiration?
At the time, so when we started, skinny jeans were a big thing in 2018 when we started the conceptualizing Lahaute and piecing everything together. At the time, they sucked. You could get half decent ones from the UK, but they're really expensive. Took ages to ship here. The logistics and everything wasn't quite as it was today with shipping. But then, so you're always ripping them. I was tearing them that didn't fit right. And so I started with that, man. Just make pants that aren't this shit.
Yeah, so your first product was skinny jeans?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah, so we started out with 5 pairs, and we had 3 pairs of jeans and then 2 check skinny chinos.
Hell yeah.
Man.
I'm thinking back to 2018.
Yeah.
Stereotype.
Rocking, you had the checkered tight pants with an oversized, almost long line tee.
Yeah,
and
with the Vans.
Like a white Air Force or a van or something. Yeah, man.
I remember Factory used to sell them, but they were crap.
Yeah, man. They were just great. They were just so shit.
All right, so skinny jeans. And then what was the next product after that?
So, we focused a lot on that for quite a while, man, for almost too long, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, we grew, so first year of business, so we launched 2019 on Black Friday, unknowingly of what Black Friday was at the time.
Dang.
Just so new to the whole idea. As I was saying, we didn't spend years studying e-com and how to do it. It's very big on we'll just start and just we'll learn.
Yeah. No, that's mad.
So, we launched on Black Friday, thinking that would be a good time because there'd be more people spending money. Everyone's be buying stuff. But really, it just means your advertising cost is way higher. The market's way more saturated. And there's people probably not going to buy your stuff because they've never seen you before.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, first year, I can't remember exactly, but it was we sold a couple pairs a week. It was a few orders here and there. It was very slow. And then sort of COVID happens.
Yeah, keep painting me the picture. I'm loving it.
Yeah. So then sort of COVID happens, and that's when, the marketing agency died because that was all food, a lot of food-based product, food-based clients. So all their restaurants and everything sort of shut down. I was the sales side of things, and so I was no longer doing sales. I was working as a milkman. I was driving a truck around, getting up at 3 a.m, driving around delivering milk. And then I was talking to Earl, and I was like, man, we just need to, we were both the same. We just go all in on this. So dumped in our savings because it was sort of sitting there simmering as a side project. So just restocked all the stock we had, added a few more styles of skinny jeans still.
Yep.
That was the main thing. And then just went all in, man. Just like started pumping a lot more budget into ads, just emptying our bank accounts into ads until we found something that worked.
Do you have any advice for e-com businesses? Is there a sort of time where you sort of put all your money into your ads and then you look at your stock levels? Is there a percentage, or do you just sort of use your eyes? Like, how do you sort of manage your stock levels?
I mean, if you could know how to proper forecast, like
yeah, break it down. Yeah, because
you could be very rich, man. I think we're still learning that. I think
Yeah.
a lot of e-com businesses, everyone I talk to, are still trying to get that dialed in.
we're still trying to get it all in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because it always changes, you know. Like
Yeah.
you think. So even say for like this month, I was saying like this year we've done like, you know, it's been quite good. There's a bit of a snowball effect. I think the dominoes are in the right place. July we planned for 30% growth.
nice,
But then we end up hitting 70% growth.
amazing.
And so, yeah, it's amazing. It's awesome. But then you come out to the next month and it's like, well, now I've forecasted to have 3 months worth of stock. So now that's turned into a month and a half.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to have these 2 weeks where we're going to be crippled because we're going to have enough stock to keep on selling. And so you have to find that happy medium almost of where do you draw the line of trying to push too hard. And then, you know, but you need to find, it's just cash flow.
Yeah.
So it's just really, like, to answer your question about, you know, finding the balance of product and the advertising spend is really, I mean, you have to have the right product.
Yeah,
You have to test. If you're starting out, if you're going to start as a new business, never, like, the suppliers will always tell you a higher MOQ. Just tell them no. They're always going to tell you higher than what the real MOQ is. You can always get it lower. You just tell them you're going to pay, you're happy to pay more because it's easier to pay like $1.50 more per product or whatever it is to get 50. Then if they're going to try and make you get 500 of them, and you get 500 of products sitting on your shelf that doesn't sell, that is your cash flow ruined. Because now that's not going to be sitting there. You haven't got the money to spend on advertising because you spent 500 on a product. And then, yeah, so start small as possible. Start like, you know, if you're going to do t-shirts, do black and white. You know, don't try to do the green, yellow, red, whatever. Don't add them yet. Just start really simple. Find what sells with your market, with your niche, or what you're trying to do, and then expand. Otherwise, if you just do too quickly, you're just going to find products that don't sell, and you cripple yourself so fast.
The way you're talking, I can tell you've been through it in terms of e-com.
Yeah, man.
The way you speak is like, I can tell that you went through stock issues or marketing issues, things
When
like
you bought
that.
products before, you know, you think something will be really good, and then you buy it, and then it sits on the shelves for, you know, because we've had stuff that we had to almost give away.
Yeah.
It's never sold.
Yeah.
And that, luckily for us, we weren't at the startup stage. You know, it's still very damaging to the cash flow and then limits your growth because now you've expended, you know, whatever, like 10 or 20% of your stock purchasing into this new product. And now that is not sold, and now you have to sell it at a loss. So it's just like you're just running a loss into your business, but then you don't have the money to then add in new winning products.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to just start small as possible, where then you can find that winning product. And then, you know, once you find that, then double down on it, you know. All right, now 50 of it did well, now do the 500. And then, you know, just go from there.
Amongst all the noise of all the e-com brands, all the clothing brands out there, how did you find your audience?
I reckon, so, I mean, chinos are chinos, right? But we focus a lot on the fabric and the feel of it. And it sounds cheesy, but I call it like, you know, like the wow factor of when you open something, the way you touch it, the way it feels, it has to be everything. So you pull out pull it when you first out the bag, you get it in your hand, like the fabric feels incredible. It's really soft, its touch is different to everything you've ever felt, like just a regular chino. And then when you wear them, it's just really, really comfortable. That's our biggest thing we've been on, is just the comfort. And you've looked at our reviews and everyone just like, you know, the comfiest chinos they've ever worn. So they were just, like customer retention rate is just, it's been great.
So you've built a really good community of customers giving you reviews, things like that.
We don't think we leverage it as much as we should. That's definitely something I'm trying to do more of. I think that's the good and bad of having a lean team is there's just some things that, you know, do unfortunately get put to the back burner. They're like, you know, you're like, oh, I could create more of a community, do more things like this, like a podcast and stuff, share the story, create the actual proper community around what Lahaute is.
Yeah.
But right now it's just been focused on just like managing everything.
Well, I'm really fascinated because you're probably the first person I've met that has a brand that's successful without having a personal brand in this day and age. So I feel like you've got the easier side of it where your brand speaks volumes for you. Whereas a lot of people these days, they build the big personal following and then build a brand off that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I really think you're going to have an easy journey there. So it's harder.
Like obviously sometimes those brands are good, but then that is just people are buying it because it's the person. So I want to I'm more product focused. So people want to buy because the product is good, not because the person selling it is someone who they like.
Yeah, amazing.
Which is like obviously that makes a big difference as well, because people like people buy people. So I think it's important to have that behind the brand and have who you are, which is still done to a certain level, which I know we could definitely do a lot more of, as I was saying, create more of the community. But as you're saying, how we've sort of stood out from everyone else is just, we wanted to focus on just the product, 100%. Just how can we make the product the best as possible?
Alrighty, Tim, my next question.
Yeah, man.
You look around, you've got the warehouse, you've got a dream space, the brand's doing well. What was it like moving into this space? Because where were you shipping from before? Where were you posting from?
Right. So, we started in Earl's old spare bedroom at his mum's place. And that was where we were first running from there when, we were doing a small amount of orders. And then we grew, as I was saying, in COVID, doubled down, and we grew like 3,000% that first year. And then I think it was like 200% the year after. It was crazy. We were scaling so much. And so we were doing like 6-figure months out of his old spare bedroom.
That's sick.
We had like a tiny little desk, just the laptop.
Please tell me you have video recordings and stuff of it.
Yeah, man. You got some.
Yeah.
I remember there was just boxes. Took over one of the rooms next door to in his mum's house, and the hallway was just filled with
full
boxes.
Of skinny jeans.
Yeah, man, just filled with skinny jeans.
That's awesome. Man. When did you move in here?
Like 3 and a bit years ago.
And what was that like? What was that feeling?
Oh, it's cool, man. Yeah, so cool.
Like to look around at your space. I really like going to the business owner's place where they do business.
Yeah.
Last week I was at a cafe. The week before I was at a marketing agency, and the week before that I was at a physio studio.
Yeah, man.
And you go into the person's space, and because I'm a business owner myself, I can feel how they sort of run their business, their ethos, what they're about.
Yeah.
Guys, everything is so organized here. It's nuts, man. Like there's labels for everything. There's not one stock item that's not in its bag. Like this is clean. So I can tell you're very precise. There's not even dust in the floor. We're in an industrial unit. There's no dust on the floor.
Keep it clean, man.
Honestly, like props to you for how well you're running it. So I can tell that you started from like pretty much your parents' room all the way up to here.
Yeah.
Where do you see it going?
I want Lahaute to be able to compete, to be one of Australia's biggest menswear brands. And so, obviously, I know that means a very open-ended goal, which is, we always talk about it, like Earl and I say, how can we, because it's more of a feeling than anything, like how do you even measure that?
Yeah.
Because it's it's a very, blasé sort of in the air, biggest, what is the biggest? But I think for us though, we just want to be able to be a competitor within that space. In Australia, so with menswear, so many brands are just so similar of each other. I don't think there's stuff for, it's either streetwear, like Universal, General Pants, stuff like that are just cookie cutter of each other, selling the same things. Or you have really high-end brands, you go into, the Hugo Boss, Ralph Lauren, if you want to go like Gucci, Louis, all that type of stuff, which is high-end, unachievable for most people. Or even if you want to dress like that, it's like, who wants to spend like $600 on a pair of pants, So that in-between market for people that for men that want to dress well and be put together and not dress like, like a swaggy street boy or, so that's not that elevated, it's like, I want to say, trying to create that community around Lahaute.
Yeah.
There's dudes who want to dress better and be better in life.
Yeah.
It's not just about how you look, but it's just, how it makes you feel as well. So it's just that whole thing of just being more elevated and, just pushing for more.
So, Lahaute, you want to create those emotions through your brand?
Yeah, man. So we've just recently done like a little bit of a just rebrand, I guess. We haven't properly sort of pushed it out yet, but we're doing, so it used to be Lahaute Couture in the name, but now we're doing Lahaute, and then it's made to inspire, built to last.
I love the branding. I love the branding. It's very old money. It's very European. It's very classy.
Yeah. So that's what we wanted to sort of get that essence of it, but then add our own twist to it. So we still need it to be Australian, but still needed to be us, still needed to be young and, that young, hungry, like it's almost like I've said it before joking, it's like new money. It's old money, but we're not from
Yeah,
we're making it for ourselves.
You know who likes to dress like that? Business owners.
Yeah, man.
Shout out everyone. I'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, man.
All right. So I'm going to ask you a pretty in-depth question here. Can you give me your worst day in business?
Oh, man. There's been a few.
We've had some pretty good ones on the pod.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, we got almost to $1 million of debt.
All right. Run me through that story.
Yeah, man. So we were running like deer in headlights, just chasing top end numbers, just purely just rev focused, like just top end revenue. We had no idea how to run a business. So Earl and I moved into this warehouse space. We thought we were the kings of the world, man. Like our egos were just probably just too big. And we had no idea about cash flow, profit and loss. We were spending everywhere. And we're coming into Black Friday. We had a shipping container here delivered. We got a 40-footer full of skinny jeans delivered. This place was stacked to the roof, bro. We had so much stock, and it was great because we were selling it, which was fine. But what got us is we did so this would work for some businesses, but if you heard of like they do like Shopify payments and stuff, we use one called Wayflyer.
No.
So they do it's like a loan sort of thing where they will look into your Shopify account, see what you're doing, what rev you're doing, and then they'll be like, all right, you're set to do, like $1 million over the next 2 months or whatever, we can give you $400K. Shopify do it, yeah.
Wow.
And then there's other businesses that do it as well. So we did it through another business, and
so they give you the money for your next stock.
Yeah. But then they have access to your Shopify and your daily sales.
Okay.
And so your repayment is based off of your daily sales. So we were set on 15% of our daily. It ended up going up to 20%. We had no idea our operating costs. So we sort of ran it out and thought, okay, this is great. We're going to get, this $200K. We can pay for our stock, and then we're going to be paying for the stock when we sell it. Instead of it being like, we're going to be like paying from the sale, putting the money aside for the next stock order. It's just doing it this way instead. Like it's just being chipped out with each sale. But it doesn't work like that.
No.
It does not work like that at all. So we had no idea that operating costs, our operating was like, we run like 12% profit, so it's taking 15. It's just straight in, then gone to 20. So we're now 10% in the red every day. And that just added up quick. That can turn around really fast, man. At the end of the month, when we were spending, you say Black Friday, you'd spend like $100,000 or more on ads. You come out, and then and then you have that coming out every single day. So now the Amex is maxed out. We can't pay the supplier next order, and they're still taking that debt.
Yeah.
And so it just went from us being like finishing Black Friday, thinking like the end of the month, November, like we're thinking that you're kings, like, oh yeah, this is sick. We've done like our biggest month ever. This is awesome. We're top of the world, whatever. Bills come in, feel like you've just been robbed.
Yeah.
And then from there, man, it was just.
How did you get out of that?
There were some rough days.
Yeah, I
just
can
like
understand.
pure, there's some days of like just real anxiety and stress and everything stacked up, man. I think, but the biggest thing was, as I talked about before, I think just the belief, Yeah. I think through all of it, no matter how stressful it was and how much anxiety there was around it, and, you didn't know how it was going to happen, I think we always knew that we were going to find a way. To me, there was never a question that there was going to fail. Like, I was never doubting this factor. Like, Lahaute was never going to die in my head. It was just, Earl and I were like, dude, we fucked up massively. We've got ourselves into this situation. It's like, so now how do we get out?
Yeah.
It's not a matter of like, we had to unfortunately let all our team go. At the time we had a bigger team, had to strip it right the way back down to just Earl and I and just rebuild from there, man.
It's great that you shared that story. We appreciate you sharing that story because not all business owners show that side.
No, I think it's a very important thing with business. I'm always very open with everything.
Yeah.
The highs, the lows, it's a part of life, man. Everyone has a story to tell, Just not everything is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in a similar spot with me and my brothers. We have a chain of martial arts centers, right? And then we scaled really quick, and no one taught us about tax.
Yeah, man.
Fast statements, supers. And we were just hiring left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Instructors, fighters. And because we're fighters, we're not business owners. We had to learn how to become business owners. So BAS statements came in. payment plan. Yeah, no worries. But the BAS statements kept getting bigger, and we had a really bad accountant. So it really messed us up. It got us down to the stage where we were living out of our gym. But same as you, there was never a time of we're going to throw in the towel. It's just like, okay, let's get a whiteboard out. Let's all get a pen, jot down some ideas.
Yeah, man. There's always a way out.
There's always a way out.
Find that way.
And the lessons you learn through that way out, you'll never be there again, for sure.
100%. Yeah, man. And I'm glad it happened.
Oh, yeah.
We learned so much from it. Now the business is, runs so much better.
It's funny how that
a
is.
few years to get out of it. And I think we talked about how, we were selling, and we still do, we just sell the skinny jeans.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important. We look after those customers a lot still, but on a product base, I mean, my personal style has changed. Like, I'm not wearing the skinny as much as I used to.
Come on, man.
I'm wearing wide pleated pants. Like, it's a very different style these days. So, we could not change the product because we had to just keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it sort of crippled us for that while because, we not only did we get too much stock, over-ordered, not understanding our forecasting. And so you had, in a way, it was almost a blessing because you had, 6 months of stock, which we thought was going to be 2 months. So we were able to just keep chipping away at those debts. You didn't have to pay those, be paying for the next stock amounts in. And then negotiated the most insane terms with our supplier, where he was just sending us stock without us paying him anything.
We're on a similar thing.
Yeah. So we just explained the whole thing to him. And I was like, man, he taught us a lot as well about the importing, exporting. He's been a G. He's been so good. Yeah, man. He's been with him for 6 years, the same supplier.
Yeah, I'm really surprised how close I am with my supplier now.
Yeah.
And you're probably the same way. You start as just acquaintances, and then now you're good friends.
Yeah, man. You're talking to them every single day.
So that brings us to suppliers.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for people out there to build a good relationship with your supplier?
I mean, obviously, it is a business. So when you, a lot of people would say, try and push the price low as possible, try to push as low as possible MOQ. I mean, they're going to see you as being annoying. You need to then build a relationship, obviously you need to find when you're negotiating, it benefits them as well, So like I was saying, I got organize some crazy deals with my supplier. It's because we are now still their biggest supplier for Australia. So I can be if you lose us, we've had a lot of leverage to it.
Do you have any tricks to sort of keep them happy, or are you just one of those customers, or
Obviously, they always want more money.
Yeah,
that's it. You got to look at it in the point of for them, they will try to always. You're saying I'm talking to my supplier now for ages, but you talk to new ones, man. They always try to be your friend and stuff. At the end of the day, they just want money out of you.
Yeah, and
so you're negotiating with them to try and get lower pricing. They're trying to keep pricing higher. So if you want to try and if you want to drop your pricing, be okay, well, I'm not going to drop my pricing. But it might then mean bringing your range from 6 collars down to 4 collars and increasing the volume by 500 on each.
Yeah.
Because that's now better for them because they can now get fabric cheaper. Or if you're introducing a new product range, or you wanted to do 4 new t-shirts.
Yeah.
You're I want to get the price to this point, but now I'm going to use the same fabric for those 4 new t-shirts because then it's just an easier thing for them.
Yeah.
Because now it's they can order 1 fabric roll and make you the 4. And then otherwise, if you're trying to do everything different, it's just too complicated and it's just going to cost you a lot.
I am fascinated by your business model because it is the fashion world, men's clothing. How influenced are you by trends? And do you, as a company, always look at trends?
I mean, you always have to look at them, and then you'd be stupid not to. It just, fashion is a very fast-moving wheel, but we want to build a long-lasting business that's here forever. We're a lifetime business, so I don't think we should be trend chasing. I think I want to build out, as I said, we started with the skinny jeans, now we've got slim, now we have relaxed, and we have just if you want to shop with us and your style has changed over the years, you can still shop with us. But I'm not going to be doing, crazy balloon pants with big quad pleats on them and stuff, which is cool for some people.
Yeah.
Which is, they love the silhouette of it, which is crazy. Some people dress that way, and it's super cool, I love the look of it, but it's not for our brand.
Yeah, gotcha.
We want to build that brand that's here to last, where you can just know that we rely on. And then I'll have seasonal things, So at the moment this year, a knitted polo might be cool, or something like a bit more of a relaxed chin with I've got a little pleat in them and stuff. It's a bit more Euro looking.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a trend at the moment, but it's not, I don't think stepping outside of the
Yeah.
realms of it, but just focusing on the bread and butter.
I think one of the scariest things about e-com for clothing is the sizing,
Yeah, man.
because everyone's got different body types, different sort of things. Is there a way that you navigate that?
I mean, I've just always just tried to make everything just true. Like, it sounds simple, man, but just true to size. Like, just don't change anything too crazy, you know?
Yeah. Do you get heaps of people sending back? Like, is that a big part of the business?
Size exchanges, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
But we do free size swaps. So I think that relieves a lot of pressure for people buying online, and then it also reduces friction point for conversion and stuff. So,
how much are you out whenever you go to, like, sort of send back again?
I mean, we lose the profit on the sale, for sure, but then we know they're coming back.
Yeah, okay. That's a good way of thinking about it. Is that international as well? You do that?
Unfortunately, we can't at the moment internationally offer the free just because, you know,
so expensive.
So expensive, yeah. I would like to find a system that could do that because as we want to scale into the US on like international markets, having that would be great. But it's just so hard. Like to send a return from the US, someone goes to USPS to post it back. It's like $70-$80.
Yep.
You know, it's just more than what they paid for the order.
Yeah.
Send the pair of pants back to swap it. Sometimes, often, we'll just be like, dude, I'll just send you a new pair. Like,
yeah. That's the same as us. We have this product called the Heavy Duty Arm Guard. So we made it, patented it.
Yeah.
And we told the people that supply us can't sell it to anyone else.
Yeah.
As soon as we released it, everyone and their dog was messaging this place saying, can we buy these? No, it's patented, sorry.
Yeah.
And then we sent first round out, and then one of them was broken. And then my brother's like, oh, we got to send them another one, but we're going to be out of pocket like $170 by the end of it. Yeah. I say, yeah, but it's not about that. It's about, we've just got to send them the product because they're going to be happy. Like customer happiness because it's a new product.
Yeah,
can't have a bad reputation straight away. Yeah. We sent the arm guards. Their coach ended up being one of our wholesalers because of that goodwill. So yeah, I align with what you're saying. Sometimes you just got to take it on the chin because they're going to be a recurring customer.
Yeah, man. I think look at that, and even if they don't end up rebuying, the chance of them telling someone that one of their mates, like, oh, this brand, I've bought it. They just send me another pair for free.
Yeah,
it's a cool experience. Most people don't do that.
Yeah,
you see, most brands don't even reply to Facebook comments.
Yeah,
they get lazy and complacent. They get big and they think that they have the world in their hands. Like it's like we did at one point, but like on a smaller scale. But they just think, and it leaves room for us to come up from underneath, which is great.
Can you give me your ideal day in business?
Ideal day in business.
From getting up, routine, everything. How are you operating this bloody awesome warehouse?
I mean, usually, like always train. I think that's a very big part of the day. It keeps me sane. Like generally, like I do love a morning session. So like, and if I'm in ideal, get up like 5:30, have something to eat, hit the gym, get into the warehouse at like 8-ish or so. And then from there, man, like Earl and I would sit, Monday, every day, so the start of the day, sit down, what are we doing? What are we achieving? What are we getting done for the day? And then, I mean, from there, man, it's just every single day is different.
I love that you do that together. Like, what are we getting done today?
Yeah, man. I think it's important.
Yeah, a lot of people don't do that. And you sort of just presume that but you guys are aligned.
We did that for a long time. And it's very easy as well because we've been mates since, like, high school, man. So it's like almost like...
that's
like 17, 18 years or something, man. So it's crazy.
That segues into something I wanted to ask you. How do you successfully run a business with your mate?
It's easy, man. I think we've worked together so long. We're very relaxed people, We're not very standoffish by any means, and we have different strengths. Like I am probably more optimistic, creative side, and then Earl is able to he's more grounded and brings it down, and he is more managing the different side of things. I'm doing more product design and creative side of things, and then Earl's more looking at numbers and doing the ad spend and doing things towards that type of stuff. So it's there's a little yin and yang sort of thing going on that works well.
It works better that way.
Yeah, man.
I asked you your worst day in business. Can you give me your best day in business?
Oh, man, there's a lot of good days. And it's pretty good hitting the target Black Friday. Getting the first six-figure day.
Tell me a Black Friday. How does that work for you guys? What does it involve? And what's the payoff story?
Man, so prep this year started 2-3 months ago. because I mean we're going a lot bigger this year. Because Black Friday, you can run like 2-3 months worth of sales in that 1 month. And so to do that, you have to better then put forward the cash for the stock for that. And so that's, just so much prior planning. Which this year, I mean, I say that we were probably the most organized we've ever been, and yet still everything is falling through the floor. Like our stock that needed to be shipped 2 weeks ago still hasn't moved. Our warehouse is incredibly empty at the moment because there was a typhoon and there's like a cyclone that went through just shut down all the shipping ports, and now there's an 8-day holiday, so now we've got no stock moving. Now we have probably no stock for the next 2 weeks, and then I don't know what we're going to do about that.
That's a problem, but it means that you're selling.
Yeah, man.
Better than dead stock, man.
Yeah, but for Black Friday though, it's a crazy beast. November, man. It's getting bigger and bigger every year. And I know some brands like to sort of like boycott it because they're not around like the big fast fashion thing, which I think that's fine. But it's a huge opportunity to just make so much. It's crazy because so many people are in a buying mentality. It's just created this whole environment where so many people are just willing to spend because all they're seeing everywhere is just these deals, sales things, and it's just this big like psychological beast of just making everyone just spend, which is just insane.
I've never run a Black Friday campaign, so this is our first 12 months in ecom.
Yeah.
So say if you were my ecom business coach, could you give me some pointers not to miss out on?
So you'd have to work out where you are now. What are you running at? What's your top 10 sellers or whatever, and then so say your biggest thing would be forecasting how much you think you could achieve during the sale. So say you wanted to do you'd do it, let's go conservative and go I'm gonna do 5 weeks worth of regular sales in my Black Friday period. So the biggest, most important thing would be looking, all right, so now if I want to achieve 5 weeks worth of sales in my Black Friday sale, you need the stock for that. And you need to have that stock there before your sale. And then once you launch your sale, you need to have all of your creative. You need to have a creative that's going to stand out. That's the biggest thing. It's going to be the most saturated thing of the most saturated time of the year where ads get more expensive because the brands that never run ads before, like the biggest brands in the world, everyone's like, oh, it's cool, I'm going to start doing Facebook ads. It's Black Friday, the Christmas is coming up. And so Facebook does make everything more expensive.
Yes.
So it's more competitive, more expensive, but so you have to have creative that's going to cut through, So focus heaps on your creative and making sure you have good product.
Are you doing Facebook ads, Google ads? What type of ads are you doing? Just basically everything?
Everything, yeah.
And that's
mainly Meta Google.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And then you obviously do Klaviyo, SMS, all that, yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's Black Friday covered. In terms of running the e-commerce business itself, what are the major learnings that you've gotten from e-commerce that you didn't expect to learn? Because a lot of people out there have the misconception that e-commerce is easy. It's not.
Nah.
And e-commerce business owners go through it.
Yeah. Well, as we talked about, there's a lot of highs, there's a lot of lows, and I guess I think it's the same with any business, I guess. So everything you do is just directly attributed to the effort that you put in.
Yeah.
So if I rock up every single day and I'm half-assing, I'm going to get half-assed results.
Yeah.
So it's just direct input to output.
We're the same age, and around 20, I want to say 25, 26. I was homeless at 19. 25, 26, I went to Europe. And that was a big deal for me because I didn't think I'd be able to go to overseas again. I didn't think I'd be able to buy a house. I didn't think I'd be able to buy a car, let alone buy a nice suit. I was doing all these things. As soon as my business done well, I promised myself, as soon as you got enough money, you're going to do these things that you've always wanted. As soon as I started doing those things, people around me started acting very different. Did you go through the same thing? And how did you navigate that?
I've not noticed it too much, man. I think for a while at the start of the business was probably hanging out with a lot of the wrong people. For a lot of the way I mentally dealt with things was very wrong. Hanging out drinking, seshing, benders for days, you know, like
Yep.
very bad.
Classic, yeah.
Yeah, man. Like typical, I think a lot of people probably go through the same thing, you know, like dealing with a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, dealing with everything incorrectly. So a lot of those people that we were probably hanging out with, associating myself with, I don't really see as much anymore. So I guess now who I hang out with most of the time is, you know, Earl, my business partner, and then I got a few other close mates that are, you know, we get on pretty well, man. I can't honestly say, luckily, that I have experienced that.
Do you surround yourself with many other entrepreneurs and business owners?
I would like to more, you know. So I
Same.
still have like my small group of friends that, you know, we hang out with, which is, you know, loving the bits. So, you know, they're my homies who hang out. And
Yeah.
But for them, it's very different to understand running a business to working for someone else. But the conversations you have and everything is just very different.
Yeah.
And I think the community that you have around you, as people from you be learning from and everything, is I think so important.
Before I started the podcast, it's just me and my brothers. It's the same like business model, the martial arts and the martial arts products.
Yeah.
But I'm delving into other business models now and trying to grow not only as a business owner but a person. So it's good to learn from new perspectives, which is why I started the podcast.
Yeah.
So a question I wanted to ask you, which a lot of people love on the podcast, is what's the best piece of business advice that you've gotten?
It's a tough one, man.
The best piece of business advice I got was around accounting.
Yeah.
How to structure the business.
Yeah.
Trusts, things like that, and that changed my life.
So I think I still don't have that perfect yet. I think we're still learning all of that, man.
It's all
Very much so. But I think like one thing that I guess I haven't, I guess about like, it's not really direct business advice, you know, but I don't know, I guess like work ethic. You know, I guess it's probably a little bit from my old man to taught him. And it's just because he runs his own business.
Oh, what does he do?
He's a builder.
What's that, like carpentry?
Carpentry, yeah.
Yeah,
man.
cool.
So he's just like, builder carpenter, does like extensions and stuff like that.
Amazing.
But just work ethic is insane. You know, like he just gets up every single day and just always is going. You know, always just push forward, always was want to just, you know, I think it's probably where I got that whole mentality of just, you know,
working at it.
You know, if it gets you back against the wall, the only way out is forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is motivating you right now to keep going? Because a lot of people would stop here.
Dude, the work's barely started.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, man. I love it. The whole thing of growing the business is just so fun. You know, like why? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people that we don't really take much money out of the business at the moment yet. We pay ourselves a comfortable wage. You know, a lot of people probably just be, you know,
Dubai.
get to a point, let me go into Dubai, get an AMG, you know, get a nice watch, and they're just flexing.
It's tempting.
And it's not lasting, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I want to build something that's a legacy. You know, I want to build something that's like, I don't know, when I have a family. I haven't got a girlfriend yet, but you know, when we get
we'll
there,
get there.
we'll get there one day, man. You know, just like I want to build something that is going to be here to last, man. And that's like, it's more than just having a flashy watch and nice car now. You know,
I really like what you were saying about what you want the brand to stand for. Where does that come from? Because it's a shift. It is a shift from skinny jeans to that sort of feeling nice, new money.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, where does that sort of ethos come from?
It's like always been that to a degree, but we never properly like dialed in on it. So we looked at, you know, we hear a lot of customers come through here, which is great. You know, people in Adelaide come past. You meet a lot of people. What I love it here to have a conversation with our customers and just see who they are. And I think a lot of people are the people that want to get more out of life. They're not just, you know, they're generally just moving through every day. Just, you know, like a lot of these guys are wanting to be something like business owners or like dudes that go to the gym. They're trying to do something to better themselves.
Yeah.
And so it's just, you know, I think it just becomes more relatable because we're also on that same journey, and it becomes easier of us as the business owners to tie that into our identity because that identity is us.
Yeah.
You know, we are coming from nothing and trying to build something from it.
Yeah.
And so to have that to be more relatable as a brand, and because a lot of people do that as well, you know, like everyone's on their journey and wanting to better, you know, most people aren't born into money.
Yeah.
But most
yeah,
people,
that's right.
you know, they're people wanting to achieve something in their life. So I think to be able to have that and tie it into the brand, I think is really good.
What is the 5-year goal of the business? And we'll check in with you in 5 years.
5 years. We wrote them out a little while ago, but this is a funny thing, man. This is a different thing between me and Earl. I'm kind of loose on this. Like I have like I probably should be more dialed in on it. But Earl would know. He would have like, 5 years, I want to have this exact thing, or we'll be doing this sort of goal. To me, I'm just like, well, 5 years, man, it'd be a different world. Everything would be so different. I'm just happy to just keep on. It's stupid. I know I need to have the more long-term looking.
No.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better that way.
Yeah.
Because you reach your goals. You always reach your goals not in the way you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like at the moment, I've got some goals. Like I want to buy my first property, things like that. Like they're just sort of more short-term stuff I'm working on at the moment. But for the business, within 5 years, 5 years, we'll be doing 20 mil. It'll be easy.
3 factories.
Yeah.
There's someone at home listening right now.
Yeah.
They've been sitting on a business idea. In their gut, they know that it's going to work.
Yeah, man.
What would you say to that person?
Why haven't you done it yet?
What got you through that sort of first click to place that first order?
Yeah. I just loved the idea of doing it.
Yeah.
To me, it was like, once I had the idea, it was just, just make it real. Like, you can sit around and learn and read as many books as you want. But, it's like, Homozy and... what's his name? Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you can say the affirmations as many times as you want in the mirror. It's not doing shit. It's not doing anything.
Yeah.
You have to go out and actually take the action, man. Like, as hard as it is sometimes, because obviously, life is different for every person, and there's obviously a lot of different factors that come into play. So, but the best thing to do is just start.
Just start.
Yeah.
Nah, that's amazing, man. We're pretty much wrapping up.
Yeah.
So today's been really, really insightful. I know you guys have found it just as insightful as I have. If you're ever in Adelaide, please come check out the store. I'll link the store down in the description below, as well as Tim's Instagram. I think from this podcast, everyone can really learn that you're gonna have the low cycles of business, you're gonna have the high cycles of business, but it's not about the money, it's not about how much you're in debt, it's not about any of that. It's just about sticking to your ethos, keep moving forward, and always just find the plan through, and you'll be all right. Because most people being in your situation where you were a couple of years ago, that's it. You wouldn't hear from them again. Imagine if you gave up then. This wouldn't exist.
No.
Your mums wouldn't be here packing orders with you. I'm sure they're so proud of you as well. Like, that must feel amazing.
Yeah, it's so good, man.
But yeah, like, your business story is very inspiring. How you run your store is very inspiring. The ethos and the clothes themselves. We like, honestly, you should see the clothes themselves. The clothes look absolutely schmick. So if you get a chance,
much appreciated.
get on the store. We'll leave it in the link in the description. Tim, honestly, your first business podcast, I think you smashed it.
Oh, thank you, man. Hopefully it was legible. You gotta get
a so
out of it.
Thanks so much for coming on the House Business Podcast, bro.
No worries, bro. Appreciate you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Done.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Thank you, man.